And that breaking news tonight at 11, a two-county firefight. The Canyon Fire burning out of control near Lake Piru, now in both Ventura and LA counties. We have a live look from News Chopper 4. You can see the flames in and around the canyons here. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Carolyn Johnson. Right now, temperatures have cooled down and wind is really not a factor. Together, that's giving firefighters a chance to make some significant progress this evening. But a few hours ago, flames got close enough to Castaic High School that we saw firefighters preparing there just in case. And we have seen numerous water drops as air crews attack this fire. We're also getting a view from a firefighting helicopter, their view of the flames using night vision. We want to update you on the very latest. The Canyon Fire started just before 1:30 this afternoon near Lake Piru, north of Highway 126, west of Castaic. And so far, CAL FIRE says it has burned more than 4,800 acres. That number is expected to grow. It's at 0% containment. More than 400 firefighters are working this fire. And here's a real-time map courtesy of the Watch Duty app. Evacuation orders are in place for areas north of Highway 126 and west of the 5 freeway. People in the areas south of Lake Piru and east of the city of Piru have also been told to leave. We have team coverage for you tonight on the Canyon Fire. NBC4's Robert Kovacic and Amber Frias are on scene gathering the latest details. Meteorologist Shauna Mendiola tracking the fire conditions tonight, and Eliana Moreno overhead in News Chopper 4. Eliana, let's start with you and what you're seeing right now.
Carolyn, and we were overhead right after this fire began at around 1:30, and it's incredible to see how much earth it has scorched over these last 9.5 hours. Now, the latest acreage number on this is that this fire has grown to nearly 5,000 acres. We're at about 4,900 to be exact. But again, this is a fire that started near Lake Piru, and at this point, it's unknown how the fire began. All of that will be under investigation. But I'm zooming out to show you what this fire line looks like, so I can essentially show you where the fire began and where it's at now. So if you look to the left where it's all of that darkness, that is where Lake Piru is located. And understandably, this is a very dark mountainous area, which is what's keeping us at a few miles distance. We're actually hovering over Magic Mountain, pointing the camera toward the northwest to show you these images of this line of fire. Now, with some special equipment up here in News Chopper 4 that allows us to measure distances, we were able to measure the distance of the fire from one end to the other, and we're clocking it at about 3 miles worth of fire line here up on these upper ridges, very close to San Martinez Road. Now, the good news in all of this is up where this fire is currently burning is we don't see much in the way of structures. And the LA County Fire Department actually just let us know about 30 minutes ago that no structures, no homes at least, have been damaged and no one has been injured. So some good news there. Of course, we do still have all of those evacuation orders and warnings, including for areas like Hasley Canyon, the area around Piru Lake, Valverde, we have Romero Canyon, we have Oak Canyon. But just within the last 10 minutes or so, we did get word that one of those mandatory orders for the area of Valverde, a portion of that has now become an evacuation warning. So it does look like the fire department is getting the upper hand on this, but we are still seeing a lot of flame here in the area, and there are still those evacuation orders and warnings still effective here in the Piru area. Carolyn?
Yes, certainly a lot of flame and smoke right where you have your camera positioned at the moment. But Eliana, we understand winds haven't been too bad a factor this evening as well.
Thankfully not. When the fire first broke out, the winds were gusting at about 25 miles an hour, but they were consistent at much less than that. They were about 8 to 15 miles an hour at the time, which is good, all things considered, for a fire of this magnitude. But there were some things that were working against the firefighters. One of them, of course, was the heat. The temperature at the time was about 100 degrees, and of course, the vegetation out here hasn't burned in a while. Very dry conditions. We really didn't see much in the way of rain during the month of July. So everything out here was ready to burn. And when there was that ignition at about 1:30 near Piru Lake, everything just started pushing that fire to the east and affected these areas in LA County. Again, this fire started in Ventura County, crept into LA County. Right now, that smoke, of course, we can't really see much smoke right now because of the darkness. But I'll tell you, as I widen out the shot here, I'm going want to show you the 5 freeway because you'll see the freeway, at least the portion that I can see here. That's the 5 freeway there, the headlights coming at us. As I move the shot over toward the north here, toward the Castaic area here, toward Lake Hughes Road, beyond that, I can't even see the freeway anymore. The smoke conditions out here are so thick. If you're traveling here on the 5 freeway, you're going to have very poor visibility here on the highway. And of course, anyone with respiratory conditions is definitely going to want to keep their windows and doors shut, run that AC inside your home, because you're definitely not going to want to breathe any of this stuff in as this fire continues to burn.
All right, Eliana, thank you. We'll check in with you again shortly. But right now we want to bring in Robert Kovacic. He's on the ground near Castaic High School. That area really threatened earlier this evening. It's still under evacuation orders. Robert.
Absolutely, Carolyn. And anybody driving on the 5 knew, just looking at that plume of smoke, that this was a beast. And we learned that when they told us that this fire had tripled in size. As Ileana mentioned, as you mentioned, 5,000 acres, and it's just going to get bigger from there. But we did just get an update from the Ventura County Fire Department, who told us some more promising news that the Valverde evacuation zone has been partially moved from mandatory to evacuation warnings. Now, still, there are thousands of people under evacuation warnings, but a sign of progress. We are standing in the Castaic High School parking lot. Now, I want to show you as a comparison for just how far things have come in the last few hours. This is the shot on the ridgeline here right now, just after 11 o'clock. The lights you see right there, that's from a bulldozer, and also a very good sign that they've got dozers up there on the ridge. They're still fighting this in the air. Chinooks, Firehawks, they're dropping water, they're dropping retardant, but compare it to 8 o'clock tonight. This was the view from our cameras, and you can see the entire ridgeline was on fire and coming close to threatening Castaic High School. But progress has been made. Carolyn, how did they do it? Just a short time ago, we spoke with LA County Fire Department engineer Jonathan Torres with this update.
From what we can see, our winds have been no more in excess of 10 miles an hour, holding around 5. I know some of those canyon areas can see gusts of up to 20 miles an hour, but those aren't sustained. So our crews will continue their night drops throughout the night. Our hand crews are actively put in line, as well as the bulldozers, so we'll continue our firefight throughout this night.
The firefight can continue, but right now it is the chance for firefighters to try and get some containment lines around this blaze, even though we don't have any containment at all right now.
Correct. We have zero containment at this point, but we will continue to work through the night with a coordinated attack with not only our ground forces, but as well as our 2 helicopters that we have up at night. Correct.
Jonathan, we are looking at some video right now of structures that we see burning. We don't know exactly the number of structures. We don't know if these are occupied homes, if these are abandoned homes. We don't know if these are even part of movie sets. This is all yet to be determined, because at this point we can't say just what has been lost and just the exact number.
I can corroborate that fact. We don't have any confirmation of structures lost. That may or may not change in the future, but just at this moment, our latest numbers up to the 10 o'clock hour is that we can confirm no structures have been lost on record.
What about for those people that are under those mandatory evacuation orders? Any idea of when those possibly could be lifted, or is it too early to tell?
It's a little early to tell. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves and call something it's not. We want to continue to remain in those safe zones. So if you can get to family or friends' home or somewhere safe, an evacuation zone, evacuation center. There's several listed online. They could visit our website, which is fire.lacounty.gov/emergency, where you can find the centers that are available to not only them, but to animals as well. I know there's a lot of livestock as well as horse country out here. So we do want to continue to let the people know not only to heed the warnings, but adhere to the orders as well. If you're getting a warning, I'd say it's time to gear up and get going.
We know that fire season doesn't end in Southern California, as we witnessed in January, which is normally a rainy season for us. Was this tonight a reminder, not just for all of us, but for also our firefighting personnel, that here we go again? The season is upon us, because the season never ends.
It seems to be that fire season does not end. It is year-round from what we've come to expect here in Southern California. We want to continue to encourage the residents of Southern California and LA County specifically to harden their homes, do the best to establish a perimeter and put us in a better position to try to affect saving of homes and of the environment here.
So a look here again. This is the ridgeline where you can see it's still cooking behind Castaic High School. Castaic High School, the $130 million campus that opened its doors on August 13th, 2019, and next Tuesday will begin the academic year, has been spared. We're live here at Castaic High School in the parking lot, Carolyn, where we continue to monitor the progress by 400+ personnel from a variety of agencies. And we are told we should have an update at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning on just how far this fire has advanced and just how far they have managed to get a handle around it. I'm Robert Kovacic. Let's go back to you.
All right, Robert, thank you for that. And the fire, of course, as Robert was talking about, has forced the evacuation of more than 4,000 residents, and thousands of others are under those evacuation warnings because of the threat to life and property. NBC4's Amber Frias has been speaking with people in Castaic. She joins us now with that part of the story. Amber.
Hey, Carolyn, we're in the Cambridge neighborhood. This area, I do want to mention, is very smoky. It's gotten smokier in the last hour, really. When we got here in the afternoon, you couldn't really smell it in the air, but right now it's getting pretty smoky. Now, this area is also where the police line has set up, dividing the communities under mandatory evacuation orders and those under just evacuation warnings. Here, Cambridge is under an evacuation warning, but those communities going further down Hasley Canyon Road, those are under mandatory evacuation orders. And you can kind of see the orange glow coming from behind the mountain back there behind us. There are some flames that peek out every now and then, and you could kind of see them to the left side of your screen, but we are quite a distance away from there. We did speak with a man earlier today who did live closer to those communities. He told us he was coming home from work and he was just feeling really nervous because he wanted to get home to make sure his parents and their animals were okay.
We have a lot of birds because they're animal trainers, so it's like a whole bunch of animals that we have to pack up.
How are you feeling right now?
Pretty nervous. It's a lot, you know. It's hard to come back and have to deal with this right away and just trying to rush to get everything settled.
We also spoke with people who live in the Cambridge neighborhood where we're at. They are under evacuation warnings, like I mentioned. Many told us this wasn't the first time they have had a fire come close to their home. Most recently in January, the Hughes fire caused them all to evacuate. So a lot of them say they know what to expect and how to prepare. We saw one man hosing down his home and his neighbors.
My important papers packed up right now. The cat bag, her stuff is all ready to go. And if we have to go, then we will.
Nervous, anxious a little bit, so I'll probably stay up most of the night and just come out every hour or so just to see where it's at.
And people in this neighborhood have a fire station right across the way. So they tell me that having the fire station and all these law enforcement crews in the area definitely makes them feel more protected. One thing is for sure, though, most people in this neighborhood aren't sleeping tonight. Carolyn?
Understandable. Amber, thank you.